Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I'm going to do another Mr. Nightmare video. This is going to be big. I was going to do a 4 originally, but the third story didn't. The videos didn't really move me, so this is going to be the third and last one. So, because normally I do 3 anyway, but I thought I could do 4, but the third set of stories didn't get me. The Office, I think it says Office Horror Stories. Those didn't really move me. So this one's going to be Vegas horror stories. I've been to Vegas, I think at least 2 times. I think, maybe 3 times. I think, because I know I went once by myself, and I think I went once with Actually, you know what? I think I went to Vegas 3 times. I think I might have went to Vegas 3 times. But anyway, I know I went once with the dude I used to work with, and I know I went once by myself, and I think I went one other time by myself. But anyway, any event, Vegas Horror Stories. I'll be right back with my reaction. Okay, who headphones on? Here we go. Right now, go. Oh no, here we go. Right now, go. I'll take it.
When my friend Dom turned 21, he organized a group trip to Vegas among our closest friends.
Okay.
We stayed at the Gold Coast Hotel and Casino, which was a 5-minute walk from the Strip.
Okay.
There were 6 of us. Too many names to list, so I'll just name them as I go.
Okay.
We had 3 rooms, and 2 to each room.
Okay.
I was rooming with Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Our flight landed around 5, so by the time we were unpacked and settled in the hotel, it was around 7. We stopped at In-N-Out for dinner since we're all from the East Coast, and the novelty of In-N-Out was pretty appealing.
Okay.
Right after that, we walked around until ending up at the Bellagio Hotel's casino.
Okay.
It was absolutely massive. We all kind of split off into little groups.
Okay.
Joey and I were just doing slot machines, while 3 of the others were at blackjack tables. I'm not sure where the 6th went. Though when I say Joey and I were doing the slot machines, I mean we were really just sitting there occasionally spinning the slot machine every few minutes. Really just collecting those free shots that the cocktail waitresses would walk around with to try and get the patrons drunker and looser with their money.
Exactly.
Let's just say we were trying not to blow $1,000 on the first night. After a few shots, we went over to our friends by the blackjack tables to watch them. I'd say after an hour at the casino watching our friends gamble their money away, we all left with intentions of walking to this place called Lily Bar and Lounge.
Okay.
But halfway to the bar, I did a quick pat down of all my pockets, making sure I had my phone and wallet.
Okay.
Then I had that mini heart attack when I felt an empty pocket where my wallet should have been.
Uh-oh.
I started to freak out, asking my friends if they remember when I had it last. None of them remembered. I asked them to wait for me, while I ran back to the Bellagio to check.
Oh boy.
They didn't want to wait though. Joey just gave me his room card and told me to check our hotel if it wasn't at the Bellagio. Then the 5 of them continued walking to the bar, while I ran back to the casino of the Bellagio. I felt very defeated, as I was predicting having lost my wallet on the first night, and I would be absolutely screwed if I wanted to get into any bars or clubs.
Exactly. No idea.
I retraced all my steps in the casino, including checking the seat of the slot machine we were at.
Okay.
Then I checked Lost and Found, but there was nothing. So next I had to try our hotel room. This was my last shot at finding it, and I felt sick to my stomach about it now. I felt this could ruin my entire trip. I ran through the lobby and up the stairs to the 2nd floor where my room was. I got to the door and tried Joey's key card. The card reader flashed red a few times. I wondered if he had a faulty card. I rubbed the card with my shirt to remove any smudges or whatever that could be hindering the card reader. On the next try, it beeped and lit green, and I opened the door. I started searching the entire room, throwing clothes out of my suitcase and onto the bed, digging through my suitcase, then tearing through the bed sheets even though they weren't even slept in yet. I checked under the beds, pillows, on the table and TV stand, but it was not in there. I collapsed on the bed, literally wanting to cry. Then I thought to maybe call the front desk and ask if it was turned into Lost and Found. So I did just that. The desk worker picked up on the 3rd or 4th ring, and I asked if they could check the Lost and Found for my wallet. She said hold on, then put me on hold for a minute. When she came back, she asked what my name was because apparently lots of people lose their wallets in Vegas. I told her my name, then she said something that confused me. She said something along the lines of, "Sir, didn't I speak to you just now at the front desk when you asked me what room number you were in?"
Oh!
I asked when she was referring to,
Oh.
and she said within the past 15 minutes.
Oh,
That
in
wasn't
the-
possible
he's in-
because I had been gone for nearly 2 hours.
it's in the room.
I told the lady I was coming down to the front desk, then I hung up. But it made me wonder, just what if? I checked the one closet in the room, and it was empty.
Oh.
Then I looked at the bathroom. The bathroom door was shut.
Uh-oh.
I grabbed the doorknob, sighed, and yanked it open,
Yeah.
expecting to see someone.
Yeah.
But no, it appeared empty. I turned on the bathroom light just to look at myself in the mirror,
Yeah.
but I almost instantly noticed the shadow through the shower curtain.
Oh.
It was undoubtedly a person in there casting that shadow,
Ah.
who looked taller than me.
Oh.
I didn't want to get stabbed or shot that night. I left the hotel room and immediately called the number for the hotel.
Yeah.
I asked them to send security up right away.
Yeah.
Not even 5 minutes later, 2 large men in security shirts came down the hall, and I pointed at the door, yelling there's someone in our bathroom shower who stole my wallet.
Yeah.
I opened the door for them, and right center of the hotel room was this 30-something-year-old man with a COVID mask over his mouth.
Jesus.
He had his hands in the air. Security guards escorted him out of our room
Whoa.
and patted him down for weapons. And not so shockingly, they found my wallet in his pocket.
Ah.
He didn't have any weapons on him, though. Security called the police and arrested the man, and I got my wallet back.
Okay, good.
The man admitted to finding my wallet outside of the hotel, went to the front desk asking what room number I was in, and letting himself in.
Ah.
Even though no one was harmed, I feel like this could have turned out so much worse.
Yep.
For example, if I decided to open that shower curtain.
Exactly.
My friends hardly believed my story until security guards backed it up later that night.
Yeah.
The rest of the trip went completely normal.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, man. Sorry, too. St. Matthew.
A few years back, I stayed with 3 friends in Bally's Hotel in Vegas,
Yeah.
once known as the MGM Grand,
Yeah.
until November 21st in 1980, when it burned down.
Jesus.
The fire began from a refrigerated pastry display case in one of the restaurants located on the first floor,
Yeah.
and apparently the fire engulfed the resort's casino,
Yeah.
and the smoke traveled into the hotel tower, killing 85 people due to smoke inhalation.
Jesus.
We read about this in some of the reviews of the place while booking. But I mean, that was 40 years ago. How would it really affect our stay? The rates for rooms were surprisingly more affordable than some comparable hotels for that specific weekend.
Yeah.
Something I didn't pay attention to in the reviews, though, were the number of people who reported witnessing and hearing strange paranormal events.
Oh, boy.
There are even reports of ghostly activity in the casino. The most common complaint I was seeing from guests was the presence of a smell of smoke and burning, especially on the upper floors, even though there was no one smoking. But I wasn't aware of any of this on our first night there. On our second night there,
Yeah.
we went to a couple casinos, then got dinner and went back to the room to regroup before
Okay.
heading back out.
Okay.
Not without stopping at a liquor store for some booze beforehand, so
Yeah.
we could all loosen up a little more before going out.
Yeah.
After we pre-gamed for a good half hour to an hour, we all called an Uber to Omnia nightclub not too far away.
Okay.
By the time we got there, the liquor was definitely kicking in, and this is where my memory starts getting a little fuzzy. I remember we were waiting online for at least half an hour,
Yeah.
and I remember my one friend Alec talking to this group of girls in front of us.
Okay.
Next thing that I really remember was standing at the bar inside the club with my friends, trying to order drinks.
Yeah.
And I vaguely remember bits and pieces of being on the dance floor. But when I say I blacked out besides that, I'm not exaggerating. The night became a little clearer when I left the club, but according to my friends, I left alone. I somehow made my way back to the hotel and back to the room on the 17th floor.
Yeah.
From here on out, I remember just about everything. I was sitting on the edge of the bed with my head in my hands for quite a while,
Yeah.
feeling like my head was spinning, when I heard what sounded to be a kid coughing on the other side of the door.
Oh, boy.
I
Oh,
pulled
boy.
myself together and went to check through the peephole, making sure no one was choking or anything, I
Yeah.
guess. There was no one visible, so I opened the door. The corridor was empty. At this point, standing up made me feel even sicker,
Yeah.
so I went to the bathroom to throw up.
Okay.
After that, I felt better and laid down in the bed to go to sleep.
Okay.
It was 3-something in the morning. None of my friends were back yet. I heard the coughing once again. It sounded like a young boy's coughing. I didn't feel like getting up to check again, though. I resumed trying to fall into a deep sleep,
Yeah.
when out of nowhere, this ear-piercing ringing went off, along with a flashing red light in the room.
Oh, boy.
It was the smoke alarm,
Okay.
and in the corner of the room, every time that flashing light blinked, I could see a person standing in the corner of the room.
Uh-oh.
It looked like a young boy facing the door.
So,
I looked closer to see if I was seeing things.
Yeah.
And on the fourth blink, I started to scream and crawl backwards out of the bed and onto the floor. I don't know what exactly I thought was happening, that I was going to be killed or that I was seeing a ghost. But after a while, as if I were experiencing sleep paralysis or a hallucination, the apparition of the boy in the corner disappeared. I gave myself time to breathe and calm down, and convinced myself I was just seeing things.
Yeah, you were.
And just like the boy disappearing, the smoke alarm turned off a minute later. My heart was racing for the next 10 minutes as I sat up in the bed on my phone trying to contact my friends. They got back around 4, and I decided not to tell them for the sake of sounding like a drunk fool.
Good point.
I did more research the next day about the hotel and supernatural sightings, and I was even more disturbed when I read that other people had witnessed and heard a boy coughing on the 17th and 18th floors. Needless to say, I didn't want to stay there anymore. Thank God it was only a 3-night trip.
Yeah, Jesus. Story 3 by Morgan L.
In 2018, my friends and I rented an Airbnb in North Vegas to attend the Electric Daisy Festival, which is an EDM music festival.
Okay.
It was my first experience of this kind. I'm not even a fan of EDM, nor do I do any kind of hard drugs.
Okay.
But I went with my 3 friends who are into this stuff, who I'll call Jess, Marissa, and Nicole.
Okay.
My friend Jess had a drug dealer connection in Vegas who she was planning on buying Molly from.
Jesus.
The festival starts pretty late in the day and goes all night. So on the first day, we were just driving around Vegas trying to find things to do.
Okay.
At some point, Jess needed to meet up with her friend to buy the Molly. So while we were eating, she went to pick up from him. Afterwards, we went back to the Airbnb to start getting ready for the festival, changing into our outfits.
Okay.
If you know anything about music festivals, girls usually wear the most revealing outfits imaginable.
Okay.
It was new to me. I needed my friends to help me buy an outfit.
Okay.
As we called a lift to the racetrack where the festival was being held, Jess handed us all our own little baggies with the Molly.
Okay.
I was very nervous, as I've never really done any drugs except for weed, if that even counts. The ride there was surprisingly quick. Jess told us the Molly should kick in around 45 minutes after taking it. By then, we were online to get inside. The effects of it didn't really kick in for a while, and my friends all agreed they were already feeling it. So I had a feeling I didn't take enough. I went for the baggie I smuggled into the festival and took a little more. For the next hour, we danced as the sun went down and the sky got darker, and all the lights from the stages and carnival rides lit up the place. I was realizing the Molly was kicking in hard and I was starting to trip. It was such a surreal experience with all the lights, booming music, and the euphoric feeling of the drug. But eventually I realized I took way too much. I started to lose track of where I was, and next thing I knew, I was lost in the crowd without my friends.
Jesus.
At some point, this guy started talking to me, and I must have asked him for help finding my friends, because he told me, "I know where your friends are, I'll take you to them." I followed him through the crowd, holding his hand, till we got closer to the back of the crowd. I asked where we were going. He said he knows where Jess is. I thought the fact that he knew my friend's name meant he was telling the truth. Then he asked me to call Jess and he'd talk to her. So I dialed Jess's number and handed him the phone. 5 seconds later, he started talking to her. He was on the phone with her for a minute before hanging up. He said Jess left to the hotel with my other friends because one of them got sick. He said he would take me there. I stood there tripping like an idiot and said okay.
Oh boy.
He called us an Uber, and when we got inside, he asked for my number. I gave it to him because I was yet to see any red flags in my inebriated state.
Jesus.
Till I looked at the Uber driver's screen and saw that it said the destination was 15 miles away. And then it hit me. Why did the guys say my friends went to the hotel when we weren't staying at a hotel? We were staying at an Airbnb. I asked the driver where we were going, and I don't remember what he said, but whatever he said made me realize he was not taking us to the Airbnb.
Exactly.
I asked the driver to turn me around, but the guy next to me started claiming he was my boyfriend when I was just incredibly drunk and needed to get home. I started to scream that he's not my boyfriend, that I just met him. And eventually the driver believed me and stopped the car, kicking the guy out.
Good.
I started to cry and asked the driver to bring me back to the festival so I could find my friends. But he informed me the festival doesn't allow re-entry. So he brought me back to the Airbnb.
Okay, good.
He waited until he saw that I let myself in using the code. And then I started frantically texting and calling all my friends, till one of them picked up. They couldn't hear me on the phone at the festival, so I typed in our group chat what happened. Jess came back to the Airbnb to be with me, while Marissa and Nicole stayed till much later at the festival. I somehow slept like a baby that night, but I woke up the next morning to 3 missed calls and a handful of texts from that guy who tried to most likely kidnap me. The text went as follows. Hey, did you make it back? Where are you? I'll come to you and help you to your Airbnb. Honestly, fuck you for making a scene like that in front of the Uber driver, making me look like some kind of rapist. It goes without saying, this guy never knew who any of my friends were, and he never got on the phone with Jess.
Yeah.
I most likely told him my friend's name when I asked him for help in finding them.
Yep.
This was my first time doing a hard drug, and it blurred my judgment so much that I almost allowed myself to possibly get kidnapped.
Exactly. It's crazy. That's why you don't take drugs. You don't drugs and go to a festival. What a taking Molly. Yeah, that's a smart idea. Vegas, Las Vegas. Vegas is a nice place. Okay. Those are pretty good stories. That last story, yeah. First of all, you're going to a music festival, and you, of course, don't take no drugs so you could be tripping out. You don't know how that drug's going to affect you, and you're out in public, and look at it, you got lost. You got separated from your friends because you were taking this stupid Molly. Then you wound up taking more than you should because you never had any experience with that. If you're going to do that, which I don't recommend, you do it at home in the safety with your friends around. Okay, don't do that at a festival where you get lost and you obviously got separated, obviously because you were tripping out and you got disoriented and you got separated from your friends. So that could have ended badly. Exactly, because that guy was probably taking you to his house or whatever to possibly rape and kill you. Exactly, and he saw that you were probably saw that you were tripping out. He said, "Let me take advantage of this girl." So that's why you don't take Molly. Come on, that was stupid. Your friends are stupid for doing that for you, doing it, making you trip out of concert. No, you want to do that? Just do it back at the Airbnb at the hotel. Exactly, at the Airbnb. Don't do that out in public where you can get disoriented and almost potentially raped. Exactly. So I want to thank your friend for bringing the Molly there, and even for you for bringing it, taking it. That was stupid. Now the second story with the ghost hearing that ghost. I don't believe in paranormal stuff. I really don't. I don't believe in ghosts and all that stuff. I really don't. Okay, so that didn't really move me with him hearing the little kid cough, and that there was a fire there all those years ago. And, people are saying, oh, you've heard that before. I'm not buying that one. Okay, I'm just really not. Okay, so that story didn't move me. Now, the first story with the group trip with the friends and stuff, then you lost in your wallet, and then you go back to the hotel, and then you see the guy in the bathroom. Oh, my God, hiding behind the shower curtain. Oh, my God. And that just, again, proves to you that you never know who's looking at you, because he probably was out there, and he probably saw you and your friends pass by and saw you drop your wallet, and nobody said anything. And he probably snatched the wallet up, and then went to the hotel. So what hotel you came out of? Then said, let me get in the room and let me just tell him. And then he talked his way back into your room and stuff. And when he checked your wallet and stuff, and then he was right in the midst of robbing you, taking more stuff in the hotel when you walked in. Okay, which is crazy. Okay, it's again, and your friend. What kind of friends? If you lost your wallet, at least one friend go back with you. Don't. Come on, Jesus, what kind of friends are they? I can understand if it's like 4 of you or something like that, and then if two of them let the two stay, and let the two of you go back, So exactly, so at least you have a buddy with you. Exactly, because suppose that would have ended. That could have ended horribly. Exactly, when you walked in that bathroom, he could have been hiding behind the door and cracked you upside the head. Exactly, and so that could have ended badly. So that was scary, but thankfully they caught the guy, and. That was just scary. Okay, that was really scary, and you're lucky that you survived that. Okay, so that's you got to be very, very careful. Exactly, that was frightening. Exactly, and I don't blame you about the wallet, because when you lose your wallet, because it has everything in there, and you really feel lost without it. That's why I can understand when you say you started to cry when you thought you lost it, and you fell on the bed. I can understand that feeling. But then again, one of your friends should have went back with you to the hotel. Exactly. Come on, because I think you said it was like 4 of you because at least one of them should have went back with you. So actually, you kind of buddy with you. Then so that way you'd have been safe if like I said, when y'all went back to the hotel room and then if he'd have came out, you'd had your friend with you, and y'all could have jumped him. Exactly, it'd been better than call security. But as it is, you lucky you saw that shadow and backed out of the hotel out of the room real quick. That was You're very lucky because that could have ended horribly. And again, so like I said, but the second story, like I said, the ghost thing is not that big a deal to me. But the third story with the girl again taking the Molly, come on, man, that's asking for trouble. Taking Molly, you never took before, and you took more because you didn't feel like you were getting buzzed, and then you felt all disoriented, and then some guy came and took advantage of you. And you're lucky you wasn't so blitzed that you recognized that you were going somewhere, and you're lucky you had a decent Uber driver that took you back to the to the Airbnb. You're lucky you had a decent guy there who was driving that Uber, okay? Because that could have ended really badly, okay? Because some guy saw you staggering around and decided to take advantage of you. That could have ended really, really badly. So you got to be very careful about that. Anyway, let me know what you think of these Mr. Nightmare stories. Feel free to leave comments down below. Like I said, I think both stories, I think the first and the third story are about equal because, again, the guy taking your wallet and then hiding in the room, that could have ended really badly. Because suppose you would have said you didn't look in the bath. Well, you looked in the bath, I guess you did, but suppose you didn't see him when you looked in the bathroom, and then you came back out, and then you were in your room, maybe you had your back turned or something, like you were fiddling with the TV or looking underneath the bed or something, and he would have came out of the bathroom and clocked you on top of the head. Again, that could have been in the bed. In the third story, again, the Molly, you're disoriented. Okay, the guy took advantage of you. He could have been raped or killed. Okay, again, never take weird drugs. And your friends, come on. Your friends, go to a music festival. Come on. Your friends should have been watching you. And again, you should have never did Molly, especially for the first time, in a big crowd and you got lost and disoriented. Okay, your friends, come on. That could have ended really badly. And your friends ain't that much of a friends because they should have told you, especially the girl that got the Molly. She should have told you, listen, especially if this is her first time, don't let her do that at a concert. It's going to enhance the concert. No, it's not. It could have enhanced her ass getting raped and killed. That's what it could have enhanced. Okay, so and do that. Anyway, let me know what you think of these stories from Mr. Nightmare. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have a link to Mr. Nightmare's channel in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. I love Mr. Nightmare's channels. Feel free to leave comments down below. I also have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Love Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And I also put a video up on that channel on Sunday, excuse me. So check that out. That's my latest video. Follow the link to my Paul's Views and Opinions channel. Also, I also have a link down below to my Patreon, and my Patreon is only $5 a month. And I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to him for supporting me. And again, my patron's only $5 a month. Tons of content on there. Tons of unedited content on there. Unedited TV show reactions. I have WandaVision, Loki, What If. I have all 4 parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, well, I guess it is Captain America and the Winter Soldier now. Hawkeye on there. I got Titan Season 3, The Boys Season 2, Mandalorian Season 2. I got Superman and Lois on there. Stargirl Season 1, Stargirl Season 2. Tons of unedited TV show reactions. Follow the link to the Patreon. Again, only $5 a month. And I greatly appreciate it if you could check that out. And also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.